Hey everyone, welcome back to the Culture Wine Club. This month we're going to be focusing on Klein Amoskuil Qvevri wine. So this month we'll have an orange wine, not made from oranges. It's a 5-grape blend: Sauvignon Blanc, Chenin Blanc, Semillon, Viognier, and Petit Manseng. And then you also have a red, which is a blend of Syrah, Grenache, and Mourvedre. So pretty classic varieties from South Africa, although made in quite a different style. Fermented and aged on the skins for quite a long time underground in these Georgian clay amphora. It's a super unique project. There's nowhere else in South Africa making Qvevri wine at this scale. I only know of one other winery that has Qvevri, and they've only got a handful. So this producer has 20 of them that they imported from the country. I was just there visiting with the winemaker, Charles, and got a lot of really cool content of him sharing about the Qvevri, what makes them unique, and even getting some of the juice off of the skins from these Qvevri for you. So rather than hearing me talk about this and surrounded by plants in my home office, I think it'll be really nice to hear it from the winemaker himself. Maybe you could tell us, where we are and where we're standing.
Yeah, so again, we're in Klein Amoskuil. We're in the sort of Qvevri cellar. These are original Qvevris or clay pots that we imported from Georgia. The first ones arrived before the 2019 harvest. As you can see, we've got 10 here. They're plus minus 850 liters volume-wise. This side we do all the white grapes. As you can see, it's total opposite of conventional winemaking. It's a total opposite that I studied many moons ago as a young winemaker. With white wines in a conventional way, you separate the skins ASAP from the skins, the juice. In this case, you co-ferment it on the skins. We punch down the skins into the juice, or the cap down into the juice, about 4 times a day to extract all the tannin, and inside the tannin is all the antioxidants. That's the good stuff. Because 8,000 years ago, when these wines were discovered and first made in Georgia, the people didn't know about sulfur and preservatives, and the antioxidants actually preserve the wine, and hence we keep it on the skins. So this will stay on the skins for plus minus 6 months, and then we'll rack off the skins. We don't press it because obviously we extracted enough tannin and good stuff out of the skins, and we'll transfer it back into empty Qvevri and leave it without the skins till the end of the year when we do the tasting and blending and then bottling.
And so with Qvevri, we just saw the vineyard from the Amos block,
yeah.
And obviously it's certified organic, and we were talking a lot about how important the purity of the fruit needs to be, and the I guess, for lack of a better word, the cleanliness.
Yeah.
Can you talk about how important what happens in the vineyard is?
Yeah, so it's very important. If you've got a certain percentage of sunburn or rot or bird picking that we often have in the Swartland because it's so hot outside, it's high risky. If you've got any defects in the bunch or the berry, I won't do it. I won't use it in the Qvevri, because you must understand, we can't adjust the pH or the acidity. We can't add sulfur. You can add a little bit of sulfur prior to bottling. To make wine or this style of wine, you need 100% healthy fruit.
Yeah, and then so it's all skin fermented, all native yeast, no sulfur added.
Nothing.
Naturally fined and filtered. It's the old school.
Old school, and it stays like this. It's sometimes nerve-wracking. All you see here won't end up in a bottle. There will be 1 or 2 Houston come in. We've got a problem here. But I mean, so far so good. As I said, if you have not good quality of grapes, don't go this way of winemaking or fermentation.
And so you were mentioning earlier that right now we have the fermentation kind of still happening, and eventually you'll rack to age the wines,
to age the wine without the skins.
Without the skins. And so the yield on these is crazy low, because you're going to have 2 of these that are full with skins and juice now to just 1 aging Qvevri.
Correct. So the yield, I've worked out the yield is about 200 to 250 liters a ton. So with conventional winemaking, your yield is between 650 and 750 liters a ton. So
it's crazy.
It's crazy.
Because you're not pressing, because you already have some skin contact, you don't need to extract more.
Correct. So with pressing a small basket press, you'll probably gain another 80 to 120 liters extra. But we don't want that. Otherwise, it would be too tannic.
Too much, yeah.
Too tannic.
Yeah, I find your wines to be really well balanced between the fruit purity and the tannin. I couldn't imagine more tannin helping to balance that. How would you describe the flavor profile? So we import the Qvevri white, which is still an amber, but that's 4 weeks on the skins. And then the Qvevri red. Like, how would you describe those wines when they're in the bottle?
Obviously, the white for me is the interesting hint. interesting one, to be honest to you. Just from a visual point of view, the color, the amber orange color for me is the unique selling point of the wine. As I said before, red, if you make it conventional or you make it natural in the Qvevri, it's always been fermented on the skins. Although there's a lot of purity in the fruit. Those wines, again, also are vulnerable. We don't put it in barrel because, as you all know, there's pores in the barrel. There's good stuff in those pores, but there's bad stuff as well. And once you put those wines in, even if your cellar hygiene is like top notch, it's going to be very risky to put Qvevri red wine in oak. So for me, the exciting Qvevri one is personally the white, because the visual point of view, and then the mouthfeel. It's such interesting mouthfeel. If you close your eyes, it tastes like a young Beaujolais, the mouthfeel, and then obviously with age it will just improve.
Yeah, I think what I love about these is I'll open a bottle and I'll drink it over the course of a week.
Yeah.
And it evolves, but it is also a consistent. It's
No,
like all
sure.
this antioxidants allows it to be poured for days and days, and it's not like a traditional wine where you got to drink it that night, otherwise it's oxidized and gone.
Yeah.
So it's a fun wine to kind of keep going back to over and over again.
So
I mean, I know you mentioned one other producer making some red probably in Qvevri, but I don't think anyone else in South Africa is making Qvevri from 20 of them with full dedication. You're the only producer in South Africa with this type of dedication to Qvevri, right?
Correct.
Yeah, that's super cool. Well, thanks for walking us through this. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for being a club member. I appreciate you. I hope you enjoy the wines. And one thing to note with them is don't feel like you need to drink them in one day. Have them over the course of a day or a week or a couple of weeks, and they'll be totally okay.